So I think that's the easy fix, But you gotta be not prideful. You gotta be like, look, I don't like how you engage. I don't like how you engage with her because it feels like you still flirting with her, and you gotta be real about it. And some people have hard times being real about how they feel, or maybe they even have a hard time identifying what bothers them.
That is true. I think having, excuse me again, honest communication is a lost skill with people. Sometimes, because if you've been around me, you're gonna be like, he say whatever come to us, he ain't holding nothing back. But when it comes to like somebody I'm talking to, I used to be like, okay, if I say this, it's gonna hurt their feelings, and I don't want to hurt their feelings, so I ain't gonna say that. But then being in a relationship, it's like you gotta say that if you want the relationship to grow, because that's something that's bothering you or something that needs to be fixed. Because do you feel like as a woman that a man has to, I don't know your relationship with your dad, but how women think, does that person have to be exactly like your dad? Welcome to Underdawg Talk. I'm your host, Eric Jones Jr., and I have conversations with successful underdogs. And today is no different than any other day, but it is different because this is a different kind of episode. I have my buddy here, HP, and we're going to talk about relationships.
Hey, y'all, what's poppin'? How we feeling today?
I'm tired. It just hit me as I got here that I'm tired as hell. I had a long weekend, and yeah, the eclipse, or you want to stay up for that, and then you ain't get no sleep. I'm tired. I'm going home and go to sleep. How about you?
Man, I'm also very, very tired, but we're here. I'm blessed.
Yes.
We kicking it through.
Yeah. But I'm not going to treat you any different than any other guest. I need a fun fact.
Fun fact. I'm a dancer. I pop, lock, and drop that thing on the side. Nothing too crazy.
All right. Pop, lock, and drop it on the side.
On the side.
All right. I know.
Side.
I said that before, but I know how to dance too, and not just like salsa, all that different kind of stuff. I know how to dance, but that's not my fun fact. I don't know if I said this, but when I was higher, 4th, 5th grade, I used to call myself the problem because Iverson was the answer, so I was the problem. Yeah. No, I made I drew a whole thing, like a little logo before I knew what a logo was. And my mom like, what the heck is this? I'm like, I'm the problem. And I always been a problem, so hey.
So you better ask about me.
Yeah, so let's see. How we gonna start off this? How is it dating for you in 2024?
Dating is a little bit of an uphill. It's a little ghetto, as I would like to say.
Yeah.
Definitely has a lot of trials and tribulations, but I'm still single. So we're pushing through. We're trying to,
So I'm a little older, not a lot, but a little older. And, we're not going to talk about age, but it's like everybody, I think I said a post about being single, and everybody like online dating. Is that like the thing? Is that how you find your mate nowadays?
That's for a lot of other people, but not for me.
Yeah.
I'm not really an advocate for dating online because I just don't think it's really reality. I just feel like if it's meant to be, you'll cross paths with them, right? I don't feel like internet kind of feels forced. Like you beg, like you reaching for something to happen, and that typically always and never happens for real. To me, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I would say I've been on there, and I still got some people that I'm cool with. Nobody ever got to the point of let's settle down. Maybe one or two, but it never happened. So I would say it does have its hit and miss, and then you might got some crazy people. And then with being like a person that's kind of a public figure, you like, man, I don't know, like, you know, the conversation might go on you like, man, do I trust this person? Like, if I say something, are they gonna post or like anything? I just think I be thinking of the worst. Like, I don't know, so I don't trust people. But then I be like, well, if they on online dating, they don't kind of want nobody to know, so they might not. And it just it's a lot. Like you said, I'd rather just walk up, be at the stove, be at a game, meet you, whatever.
Because then you feel the energy, you feel the vibes, you feel what they really like mean. Because anybody can like put on a fake, you know, like everybody can put on a front. Yeah. You know, like you never know if that's really how they are, if that's really how they think, that's what they feeling. You don't know. You know, until you know, you got to feel that. You got to feel that vibe. You got to feel that energy. And of course, like, you know, you did online, you're going to definitely get some hits. Like, you're going to obviously going to find somebody who's going to want something, of course. But that's why I just don't take it serious, because it's not, to me, it's not actually elevating, going somewhere. Like, it's no purpose to me.
That's true. Yeah, I could see that, because yeah, as a guy, you kind of like, this might be easy. Yeah. You know?
You're not thinking of locking in nobody that you date. I feel like as a man, I don't know, would you agree with that? Like, men don't go into like online dating as in, I'm trying to lock it in. I'm really just trying to see who's
finna. It depends on where you at. Like, because you could be a person that's very busy, so you don't get to meet people, or you always at work, so you ain't trying to mix work with pleasure. So you might, I don't know, me per se, I don't know. Like, I found a couple people that like been genuine people. Some of them be like, don't live here where I'm at. So it's like, that don't work out. So I would say yes and no, because you always got to be careful, especially like whatever your statue is, man or woman, because like you said, it's fake people out there. It's people that this person do this. Let me see if I can sweet talk them and get some money, or because I didn't seen it happen, not with me, because I don't do all that. But I've seen it happen to like women where a guy has sweet talked them and getting money out of them and played the woman and disappeared. Like, not even in a movie. I'm talking about real life, and it's like that stuff happens out there. So it's like, I don't know, where do you meet people to date? Or I mean, I guess you go where you would go, but it's not even safe to go out no more.
It really isn't.
Yeah.
It really is. They be out acting a fool, and it has no reason, no cause. They just be out there doing whatever. I don't know what the wave is for that.
I don't know, because when I was younger and went to parties, it's about the females. We in here to see what female we see that's bad, which one we want. If we, because I'm always with my bros. All right, oh, you see her? Oh, you like her? Oh, okay, which one of us about to get that one? Or, okay, you got her? Ooh, okay, her friend's cool. That's what we on. We ain't on no fighting. Now, if you get beside yourself, then, you know, people, that's the thing. But some people can't hold their liquor. Somebody stepped on your shoe, or somebody talking to your girl. Bro, I didn't know that was your girl. Your girl conversing with me. How you mad at me? You need to check her, not check me. So, not to get off the topic of club, why have you ever wondered, why do people get mad at the person that cheated with the person instead of they mate? Why is that?
I think it's probably, if I had to guess, it would be because of like the gender roles, right? Like maybe they didn't really want to put their hands on their significant other because of like, you know, they could be the male, right? Yeah. Or like, and I don't want you to put your hands on me as a male. So like, all right, so now I got to go tag her because you got me fucked up. Like, and somebody got to feel this. You know, I don't think it's the right ideology, and I think it's like just impulsiveness. But you also got people that'll do both. Like, you finna get it in her. So it just kind of depends. I feel like it kind of depends on the situation. But I think it doesn't really do anything, right? Because you don't know if the other girl knew about you. But if it is somebody that they knew about you, then that's a different story, right? Like, say if that's your girl. Oh yeah, she finna get it. Like, she just gonna have to get it. She's gonna take it. Like,
if it's something like that, because it's like, I don't know what the girl code is, but bro code is, if this a chick I say I love, she done met my mama, you know, she sister you, she off limits. Anybody else, that's cool. Whatever, hey, it's part of the game. But the person that you shouldn't even be on that. You shouldn't even look at her. Like, none of my bros, girls I ever been like, oh dang, man, that's
you'd be surprised. They be out there really out
Look,
there.
I'm the type, hey, where your friends at? What's going on? Where your aunties at? What's going on? Can you hook me up with somebody?
They
That's
be out
what I
there on
want.
some fried stuff. That's why, I don't know, they be on some fried stuff. But for girl code, like, for sure, it's like, if you talking to them, like, I guess it just depends on the level of you talking with.
Yeah.
But, like, you just know, like, you know when your girl really feeling somebody, you're just like, yeah, like, they just off limits. It doesn't even have to be dating. It doesn't even have to be love. It's just, like, if you know I'm fucking with him heavy, like, I shouldn't have to feel like that. Because in that point, like, I'm just going to take it as you jealous or you envy something or, like, you know, and then that be like, we can't be friends because I don't need anybody like that in my corner. That's weird.
But see, I even look at it as if that chick did that, if a chick ever did, I'm like, hey, that's what I'd be hurt. But I'm like, hey, that's on y'all. I would be hurt. But I think it's different with dudes. Like, it could be somebody we talk to and we ain't super serious or something, or we could be heavy and we ain't made it a thing. And one of the bros, because he didn't know who it was because I ain't told everybody, and it happened. It's like, it happened. I mean, I don't know. It's different. Now that I'm older, I don't really have a lot of friends, or if I do, they got girls. So I'm like one of the only single friends. So I'm like, well, I know they ain't about to mess with my girl because they got girls. And I don't know. I'm just out here. I don't got a wingman. My son, I could go places with him, but I don't got a wingman. I need a wingman.
You need a wingman?
Yeah.
Somebody else.
Yeah. Like,
tag you in?
Yeah. Or like, you know, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I'm closer to 40 and it's different. You don't really, you know, you kind of want to settle down. You don't want to play around, but then I can't take a lot of people serious.
But then I also kind of feel like going along with that, though, like a lot of men kind of like try to put on the front of how they feel about the girl. And so that's when the other guy be like, or they friend be coming in with like, oh, you're not for real. And of course, they're not going to be like, yeah, I really like her. I'm really digging her. So they're going to be like, nah, you cool. And then they going to be low-key jealous and low-key bothered by their friend talking to the girl, but you didn't want to like feel like you wanted to step up to the plate and like, you know, come swoop in. So how do you feel like, from a man's perspective, like, I guess, has that ever happened to you, and how would you respond to that type of situation?
No, I ain't. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Because I've only had 2 serious relationships my whole life. My ex-wife and my first girlfriend in college. Like, nobody else was more than... Anyways, you know. So, been in a situation... Not me, but I was thinking about it as you was talking. So, back in college, one of my bros, he on a chick. He kind of, you know, him and his girl kind of on a whatever. They ain't really rocking at the moment. One of the bros liked the girl but didn't get on. She wasn't fucking with him. He goes and pillow talk and tell all the extra business that don't need to be told. Shorty stopped messing with him. So I can see where you coming from, but dudes pillow talk just like women do. So it's like it could be one of your homies and he like, oh, okay, I've been wanting her. Let me go throw some salt on his game. Cause the female I didn't seen it happen. No, the relationship rocky. Oh, let me go pillow talking, boop, 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 boop. And then they mess around and like, dang, that's what we on. And you gotta whip that motherfucker ass. Like, bro, like, if you call me your bro, you should never even be in a conversation with her like that to even run your mouth. Okay. But it's dudes that run their mouth. Like, or it's dudes that know a girl got somebody they talking to, they try to find information like a female. Yeah. They out here like Law and Order, Chicago PD. Like, what is we doing, bro? Bro, just be you. Just be you. I've never, ever in my life, Eric Jones Jr., threw salt on somebody else to get a chick. I'm me. I'm coming with conversation. If you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. I ain't tripping. But you gotta I don't get that.
But men are prideful.
Still.
They heavy pride. Come on. They pride is
But
deep.
if it's one of your fellas, so it's almost, so I'm gonna give you this. So say me and you cool, right? You got a bro. And me and him become cool, like, we say hi, I only see him when I see you. He got a girl, I kind of know about it. He ain't off limits because I don't know him like that. But it could be like somebody like Owens. I wouldn't, that me and him cool. So I wouldn't, that's you. But it's somebody that I know through a mutual friend, hey, that's off limits because I don't know you like that. And if your girl was to do that, you can't get mad at me. It's part of the game. And it sucks that it's part of the game, but it's part of the game. If you in the game like that. if you want to be out here in the streets.
So you're saying like you got to be cool for the person to be off limits. So it's like levels to the shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel it. So basically, you say you're not finna come in and step in if you feel like that's not your place.
Yeah, like
because a lot of people do that and they be messy.
Yeah,
and they don't know their place, right? Because it's like it's all about like you can't save everybody, and some things are just really not your business because you really don't know the levels of that they're on in their relationship. Because a lot of people really going for that poly stuff nowadays. They really folded for that. So like you never know. They could have had that conversation, been cool. And then you just starting stuff and you being messy and you're like, why are you in my business? And then you got asking all these questions and then it's like, oh, this shit just went left real quick. I was just trying to be helpful. It turned around, bend my ass. Like, yeah. So I get that. I think I respect that. Like, I feel like that's good. Not everybody needs your opinion. Sometimes you just need to sit and observe and just be cool.
Yeah, like, that's why, like, I keep it a buck and, like, I think that's part of the reasons why relationships or people try to interrupt a relationship because you on social media and first 2 months, oh, it's so beautiful, and then every time it's an argument or something you posting, so people like, oh, okay, I got a chance to go in slide in the DM and now I got a shot. And then if y'all are rocky for a dude, we could go and, oh, she slid in my DM. She said she want to do this, and that. Oh, okay, cool. Now, a female, y'all got to talk. It ain't where you just, now, if you think like a dude, then you can. But most times, females, when they cheat or they step out, is because they feeling that person or that person is feeling a void that they mate ain't got at the moment. And they thinking that, oh, I could maybe mess with this person. And then it's like, no, it's like the grass ain't always greener. And I know that from my own experience. Grass ain't always greener. And don't mean your grass green either, but the grass that you thought was going to be greener is the same dull grass that you got at home. And you be like, dang, you done lost both. Now you ain't got no yard. I done been there.
Just a fence.
Yeah. You just got a fence, no yard. It's dirt. You ain't got no grass. It's just all dirt, and it's like, dang, I ain't have to be in this situation if I'd have just been watering my grass that I was at.
Put it in the work. People don't want to put in the work. Like, that's just as simple as it. People don't want to put the work. They want love to be easy and simple without going through shit. And it's just not. Like, we're people. We all have different experiences. We all have different environments that we grow up in. We all got different parents, different cultures. And with all that coming into play, you're obviously not going to think the same with the person, with anybody. Like, and you have to be able to meet them halfway, right? And you have to be able to accommodate. Like, not everything. You can't compromise everything and then lose values in yourself, right? Yep. But you got to have a fine line where it's like, okay, I can give this much. If you give this much, and we could be here. I mean, I know it's not taking too much of me, but it's not taking too much of you, and we cool with where we at. People don't want to do that. People be like, well, you do this. You got me fucked up. I'm finna do this and get you back. Like, I don't know. I just feel like you really damaging more of yourself when you feel like, like that cheat back mentality, or like, I got to go as low, or I got to hit as below the belt like you. Like, that just shows about your character, right? Like, I just feel like that's a weak mindset. Like, you're not really trying to test the waters. Like, everything is a trial to me. Everything's a trial in life. So it's a lesson, right? Yeah. So like, you gotta be able to, take shit to the chin, Shit is not sweet. Like, unfortunately, as much as you could be the nicest person out, right? That doesn't mean anything. Like, you feel me? And like, yeah, cheating though, like, I feel like cheating is just so lame. Like, I'm not a cheat. I'm not ever going to be the one to be like, yeah, cheating's cool. This is the reason why people cheat and justify it. Of course, there's 50,000 different reasons why people can do it, but to me, it's just bad math. Like, you lying to yourself.
Yeah, I did one of my first episodes on It's a Jones thing. It was the podcast before this. I did an episode about cheating. And like you said, it's not really, it's no reasons to justify it, but there's reasons why a person would cheat. And I explained that. And part of what you said earlier is how people grew up. Because most dudes, I don't know about this, the younger generation, I don't know how they rock. But when I was a shorty, if you had multiple girls, you was that dude. You could have the baddest girl, but you knew on the side. That. Yeah, it's for like sure. Having multiple girls, like even having a girl, you was the man. But then as you get older and you realize, no, you only need one. because that one could be
everything
two or
that's
three. You can spice up the things at home. But yeah, I mean, I cheated. It wasn't right, but there was reasons behind it. But then that wasn't the reason I felt that I wanted a divorce. So it wasn't necessarily the reason behind it. But then it's like I tried to water I tried to go see some other grass, and that other grass was just as dead as the grass that I had at home. So like you said, it's like you could put in the work, and it's hard. I think it's the generation or just the times we're in. Everybody's always on their phone. They always looking at social media. So it's like you seeing like the poly, or you seeing marriage ain't cool, or this and that. Or like you see a marriage, oh, they've been married 30 years. Oh my God, that's marriage goals. There's a lot of people out there like that. Guess what? They not online. They ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. They ain't got to prove their relationship. They ain't got to say, ooh, we on vacation. They don't give a fuck what you talking about. And that's why I told myself, like, the next relationship, ain't nobody gonna know. I might just pop up married. They be like, dang, where this? Because it ain't your business.
Yeah.
It ain't nobody business, because you see it a lot online. Ooh, we happy.
Who you have to prove it to?
Yeah.
Who you trying to prove it to? To yourself, to them, to people around you? Like, what do you get out of it?
Yeah. They happy the first 6 months. Then you see all the bad stuff. It's like, you ain't even got to post that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You ain't even got to post none of that.
It gives a reason for people to come into your relationship, to step up and be like, ooh, they're not doing this, or let me come up and pop and move your pace. I
got a scenario, because I was talking to somebody at work, and they mentioned this. So, person in a relationship, right? Got a new person, but the baby daddy's still around and like active, and or baby mom, vice versa, and the person doesn't want to take the relationship serious because of that person still involved. Shouldn't it be smart to either stay or go, or why would you stay? If you feeling like if you've been with them over 5 years, y'all maybe y'all got a new kid together, and y'all been rocking. It's like, what you waiting on?
So you're talking about like they're both. So one person's in a relationship and they have a baby with another person.
Yeah, and that person is like,
but they don't. The people together, they're not trying to be in together.
They're together
because the other person's still there.
Yeah, whoever the other person is, they're together, but they're not taking it to the next level of let's get married. We've been together for X amount of years, but because the active parent is involved,
it sounds like they want their cake and you too.
That's
me.
That's how I look at it now. So I co-parent great. I say good because we still have our arguments, but we pretty good. And I'm sure she don't care who I talk to. I don't give 2 cents of who she talked to. But guess what? If it's an event and my son got it and she been dating somebody or I've been, and you know, you got to mention it to that person, like, hey, I got a new person because you're going to be around your kid, and you come to the event, shouldn't be no enemy. Hey, how are you? You know,
unless they still fucking with each other.
Yeah, and
because that's what that gives. Like, because why would I feel some type of way if you with, you know, old dude or new girl or whatever? Like, you shouldn't. But that means that you either still have feelings for him, you're leading him on in some type of way, or you still fucking with each other.
But or what the person that I was talking to was saying, that person is insecure because that active parent is around.
Why would they be insecure?
Because you know how the generation, oh, that's your baby daddy or that's your baby mama, you still mess with them. No, I don't. I have to be cordial with this person because we have a kid. Some people don't realize there's actually people that co-parent, don't give a damn who they dating, but they got to cope. You understand that.
So you feel like they would be insecure because they got a new relationship and they're involved?
No. So the insecure is the person that's dating the person with the other parent. So they're insecure of, like you said, oh, I think y'all still messing around.
Oh, so thinking they're too friendly to each other type.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a boundary that just needs to be had, right? Like, conversation that needs to be like, hey, like, I don't like when you like do this specific thing, but you got to be specific, right? You can't just be like, I don't like when you talk to him, because that's that's not realistic, right? Yeah. So you have to come at it in an angle where like, okay, this specific thing, you got to be able to identify, be aware of yourself, right? What specific thing is really triggering me or making me feel like you have that relationship or that you're looking at them or still involved with them in that type of way? And then what can we do so that I don't feel that way again whenever you talk to her, whenever you have a conversation? That's the easy fix. Like, I feel like that's just a conversation to be had, right? But everyone has to be patient on all ends when receiving it too, because sometimes when we listen, we have to sit and listen. It's hard, right? Because we want to respond, because I have a problem doing it too, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I want to respond. I will like get my point across, but sometimes you just got to be patient and like listen, like it's not about being right or wrong, but it's about understanding this is where I'm coming from. This is where I got to this point. Again, where's the middle line, right? So I think that's the easy fix, but you got to be not prideful. You got to be like, look, I don't like how you engage with her because, it feels like you still flirting with her, and you got to be real about it. Some people have hard times being real about how they feel, or maybe they even have a hard time identifying what bothers them.
That is true. Mm-hmm. I think having, excuse me again, honest communication is a lost skill. Mm-hmm. With people. Sometimes because if you've been around me, you're gonna be like, he say whatever come to us. He ain't holding nothing back. But when it comes to like somebody I'm talking to, I used to be like, okay, if I say this, it's gonna hurt their feelings, and I don't want to hurt their feelings, so I ain't gonna say that. Mm-hmm. But then being in a relationship, it's like you gotta say that if you want the relationship to grow, because that's something that's bothering you or something that needs to be fixed. Because do you feel like as a woman that a man has to, I don't know your relationship with your dad, but how women think, does that person have to be exactly like your dad?
I don't think so. No. I don't think so. I don't think so. But I think it's common for people to go towards what they know in the household, right? I'm sure there's I think that's for father and mother figures. I think sometimes we do often look for characteristics that they have or that they've shown growing up, or some of the traits that you want in a family when you're growing up in your own family. But of course, everyone has things that they don't want from their parents. So I don't think necessarily that's just a go-to, you're looking for that. But I think it's easier for them to want that when they're having a lot of trauma or there's a lot of things that are going on with them and that they haven't dealt with that. I think that can typically happen. But I don't think, to me, out the bat, I'm looking for something like my dad. I don't think any woman off the bat thinks that way, unless probably more so characteristics or some traits. Unless it's probably just a really good household, they loved everything. That might be. Yeah. But that's not typical in households. Because I feel like sometimes, like you said, like what you said, I would never compare whoever to my mom, because that's a whole different kind of thing. But as long as you're a good mom, like my mom was good to me and to my kid, then that's, and it might be a couple other things, like you said, characteristics. I think sometimes parents don't show the kids the real them. So kids only have an imagination of a good person. And then as they get older, they hear stories about their parents, or they be like, dang, we did that. Kind of blindsided.
What the heck? And it's like, dang, I might have messed up a relationship because I compared them to the one side of a person I know. I didn't know the full person of who they are. That, my dad or my mom made mistakes, but I looked at my mate and every mistake they had, I was on their head.
Yeah, I agree, but I think it could get tricky though, right? Because I feel like with that, sometimes parents give too much of themselves, and they don't have that boundary and they don't have that lines. And I think it would be better to give less than more, overly more. I guess in some situations, right? Maybe not in all situations, but I don't think they need to know every detail about you. There's some things that they just probably don't need to know, right? Yeah. And that's why we tell them things how we tell them, right? Yeah. We don't go into details because they don't need to know everything. Yeah. Some things you just really have to find out by yourself. Yeah. And if I sat there and I gave you the whole book of how your life was going to go, is that really going to benefit you when you need it, when I'm not there, or when whoever's been telling you this, I feel like that's kind of almost setting them up a little bit too. But also if you hover over them too much, right, and you don't expose them, then that can really, hurt them as well, hinder them, because now you're just like, you're going in the world ignorant.
Yeah.
And then you don't know what to expect when reality gets to cracking.
Yep. Because I always remember my mom told me, I ain't always going to be here. So you got to be able to figure out some of the basic stuff, because I might not always be here. And I never sugarcoat with my kids, but it's levels to telling your kids about who you are and certain stuff like that. Like, so my daughter is about to be 19 this year. My son will be 10 on Monday. So it's a big age difference. So some of the stuff me and her talk about, I ain't talking about with him, but then I kind of can, because as boy and girl, boys kind of have to deal with a little more adversity than girls, depending on the household.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because if you the big brother and they ain't no dad there, you got a lot of more responsibility of helping mom out because she might have to work or whatever, or the vice versa. It could be the same with a female too, but I feel like it's like when I went to school, I had to walk. My sister you ain't no walking. You ain't walking nowhere. It's like boys kind of got a little more. You could throw them toughness. So certain thing that I'm talking about, not like overall, because women, I don't want nobody, don't come for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like it's like that. Like, I kind of lost my thought because I was messed up the word. So go ahead. I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah. I don't know, because I don't feel like definitely being able to expose yourself to parents like that.
That's what. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You want to finish your statement?
Yeah. So, yeah, I was thinking and then I tripped over my words, but yeah, like I feel like it's just a little bit different, but you can't, like you said, you can't judge somebody off of, oh no, we're talking about exposing. I'm tripping. I'm glad I can edit. But I don't expose everything to my kid or my son. Mm-hmm. Maybe my daughter know a little bit more because she is older, but then it's like, okay, as he become a teenager, she's an adult, we can kind of have conversation together, because she can help him out. Hey, this is what girl's going to be on. Da-da-da. He ain't just going to hear it from me or his mom. He can hear it from his older sister. Mm-hmm. So, like, at certain ages, it's like, oh, okay, when I was your age, this is what I did. And I done some dumb stuff like you. Mm-hmm. So, I do that with kids at school, my players. Like, I always try to give them a scenario of me being a human, because sometimes when you work in schools or you are a coach, kids think, oh, coach, you did that? Yeah, bro. Like, so stop with the dumb shit you doing.
Right.
Because I done it all. Like, it's like as a parent, your kid do dumb shit, you just be like, why? Or my son, I remember once, wrote on the bed. Wrote, I think his name, either his first name or his last name. No, he wrote his first name.
With like a marker?
No, with a pen on a sheet. And I'm like, bro, why would you do that? Like, you didn't think I would know that was you? Who else is here but me and you? Like, that was stupid. I didn't whoop him. Then I just, like, bro, let's not do stupid stuff.
Think.
Yeah, like, that's how you get your kids common sense.
Yeah.
By breaking it down, by being real with them. Because like you said, you coddle your kid and you go into the real world, all they heard is yes. They first know, oh my God, I don't know what to do. So
you got to break it down. You got to break down things to kids, because kids don't know. You have to teach them. You got to be aware that they're not at the level that you at. And sometimes that's just people just like their parents just not being patient, or power. Like, they just want to be like, yeah, I'm older than you. I have control over you. I run everything. So I don't care what you got to say. But that's never they gonna find their way to rebuttal. Maybe not now. Maybe because you might beat their ass right now. But later, when they grow up or when it's time, it's time to shine. They popping out.
Like, I ain't never disrespected, but I've also questioned or challenged, like, all right, mom, because you're older than me, why I can't ask you certain things, or why you can't answer them? Oh, because we both grown. I got a kid. You gotta, and it's like, and it's
grown folk business.
Yeah. And it's like, that's why. How our generation, nobody want to talk, nobody want to answer, or nobody want to think, oh, because you're younger than me, you don't know nothing. Listen, with the technology, my nephew showed me something on the phone that was so easy. I'm like, oh, my son didn't show me some stuff. Like, kids at school will show you stuff, or just watching somebody, you can learn from anybody. It don't matter really the age or none of that. It can be a lesson from anything somebody does. So you can't look at it like, oh, I'm grown, you don't know nothing. How you know that? Because guess what? You grew up without an internet. You just now learning how to get on these phones and computers. I know how to do it because I grew up with it. So I could teach you how to do some stuff that you don't know how to do. Because think about, my parents are probably older than your parents. It depends on how, but maybe a few years because we're different in age. But it's like with my parents, y'all could be doing stuff at home on a computer, but you don't. Not my parents, but the age group. Y'all could be doing stuff on your computer instead of going to a job.
The difference is though is that the computers, the students and kids use it to rely on it. Like they can't do anything without technology. And I think that's where that level changes is, right? Where the older generation is definitely more hands-on, right? They're more like logical. Like I can think on the fly. Like I don't need to go look up stuff to be able to do everyday basis things, right? And like for like the younger generation, you got to know everything on the internet. If you don't have the internet, you're shit out of luck. You can't do nothing. Like you don't know anything because like even in school, like they're not really being taught like logical things. They're taught how to use technology to get your work done. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like I'm not saying they're not as smart as them. I'm not saying that because kids are very smart and they bring a lot. Their imagination is way like beyond ours at this point, right? But for sure, I feel like there's levels to this shit. For sure. Yeah,
it definitely is because it's like I'm at an age where I feel like J. Cole said, the middle child. Like I'm young to the older generation, but I'm old to the younger generation. So I'm learning from them because I can talk and ask questions, and then I'm learning from them of how to do certain different things. And it's like everybody can help everybody out if we just lose that ego and pride of I know everything. Because like the dads of my generation was prideful, go to work, I'm hard-nosed, I'm not going to cry and all that. And then I become a man. What the hell? What I'm supposed to do with these feelings inside of me? Yeah. Who am I supposed to talk to? I ain't supposed to. Whatever happens at home, stay at home. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
And then that's where mental health, anxiety, depression, all these different words that you hear, you learned them in school, but you didn't really know what they are. And now you're like, okay, what do I do with them? And it's like, okay, as a dude, the worst thing to do is tell a woman something and she throw it back in your face. That's why our communication is so off, because it took that one woman to take what we said, us being vulnerable, and threw it back in our face. And it's like, nah, I don't trust nobody.
And I that happens. Yeah. And I'll never deny that. I'll never deny that. But also that means that most of the time, if you feel that way, that strong, that means you probably ain't dealt with it for real. Right? Like you haven't really dealt with that type of trauma. And so like when you are trying to probably open up, you feel like, well, that's probably why I don't deal with the trauma. Right. So it's a closure mechanism. Right. But also at the same time, like if you're self-aware to know that that's a problem, you shouldn't let it affect you if you know that you already know it's a problem. Right. Like how are you going to let somebody else tell you it's a problem when you already know it's a problem? Why would you let it impact you?
It might not even be, it could be where we're being vulnerable, where we told them something where it made us cry. Nobody else knew about it. Or something, it's not really a trauma or a problem. It's just us being vulnerable, actually opening up. Because most of the time, I'm gonna talk all day long, but I ain't telling everybody everything. So if I feel comfortable with telling you, don't throw something that I ain't never said to nobody else where I felt comfortable enough to talk to you, and you throw it back in my face. Or it could be like, man, as a man right now, I feel real bad. You know, I lost my job, blah, 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 blah. And then you're in a relationship. And then it could be one day you didn't filled out 100 applications the days before. You done everything. You took one day off and that person come in. What the da-da-da-da-da-da? And you like, damn, I already feel bad. I already got to go out in the world and try to beg somebody for a job, and then I come home and I feel bad because I can't do this, and then you just throw that in my face.
Yeah.
That's where dudes like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, women, you gotta stop that. If that's you, that's your type. You gotta definitely stop that, like, for sure. But I would say, like, sometimes though, men always say, like, sometimes men do say, like, yeah, you threw it back in my face, but really it was just like, I'm trying to tell you a point. Like, sometimes it's not necessarily like I'm trying to, like, ha ha he like this is why you in where you at, right? It's not that. Sometimes it's just like, this is just what the situation is. And sometimes men don't take accountability for why they're in the situation that they're in, or they're not taking really the steps to get out the situation. Not always, right? Yeah. Definitely circumstantial. But for those that do that, like, and then that leaves us to feel like, well, dang, I can't say anything. I can't tell you that, you know, you're not doing shit about your shit. Like, you know, that puts us in a predicament of like, okay, am I supposed to just be, how long am I supposed to be patient until this, like, till this is not cool anymore, right? Like, it's lines to it, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. And as a man, I think as you get older, you understand you have to keep yourself accountable, or you got a woman that's tough-nosed that wants you on your shit, but you got to say it with love. It's a way of saying it and presenting it to somebody. But it could be, because I like some of the stuff you said, it just triggered me back to relationship. It's like, dang, that person was saying that, and I'm sitting there thinking, was I really? But it's like, as a woman, if a man is improving, it might not be he done jumped 10 feet. He jumped 2. He jumped another 2. He jumped another 2. You want him to jump 10, and be at the finish line within whatever time frame you think. But if they steadily improve, it's like, why you keep throwing that in my face? You see, I'm doing what, you know, I can't help, you know, the outcome. I'm controlling what I can control, but you still on my head. And it's like,
so that means either that they're compromising for something that they don't want to actually compromise, right? So, like, instead of just saying, like, you know, I can't do this, right? Because this is it's asking too much of myself, or I know that it's going to be detrimental to how I'm going to act towards you, then I have to, like, you know, be able to communicate to you, like, hey, I know I said I was going to stick it through, but, you know, I can't accommodate to this, right? And that's, like, you know, again, like, taking accountability, like, look, well, for me, I can't really fold for that right now. I don't really want to wait. You know, you gotta be real, or you don't really love that person.
So
to me,
if that's the case, because that sounds so familiar.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. But it's like, okay, vice versa. You got some flaws. You got some stuff, but you don't want to address it. You just want to throw it on me. It could be and it could go either way. It could be whoever making more money feel like they can.
Yep.
They got the
control.
You know, and then it's like the other person like, dang, that's what we on.
Yeah.
And like you said, now that person like, dang, do they really love me? But then you have to also understand, do you love yourself enough to be able to take whatever bullshit come to you and be like, all right, I'm gonna get better, like boom, or all right, that's what you on, and it's continuing to be on. Oh, I'm out of here because I don't need to. Because when you love yourself, you don't allow bullshit in your piece. And I've learned that, like, it take me at least 2 weeks for you to put your name in here unless I really feel a vibe. And if in them 2 weeks and I didn't threw my energy and you received it and you ain't threw no energy back, guess what? Swipe left, hit the red button.
Yeah.
I'm deleting because it's like, I don't need that because you might come back. Or it could be somebody that every time you talk to them, damn, you ain't got shit going good for you. I'm tired of hearing about your negative shit. I don't want to hear it. Right. So I don't, like, you got to have boundaries on yourself when you love yourself.
For sure.
Because you got to understand your peace.
Yeah, for sure. But it's hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll be the first to admit. I'm also still very young. There's still a lot of things that I have to learn about a lot of different things. But I feel like it's hard to have boundaries, but it's very important to have boundaries because, you know, things don't have to be so complicated. When you know what you want, right, and you feel how you feel, that should just be the end of it. But then you start putting love in it, and you start putting experiences in it, and then you start putting like, oh, you said this, and you made me feel that way, and then we did this, and we did that, and then you get to thinking like, okay, maybe they, you know, might have a little something, you know what I'm saying? But definitely be the type of, like, you know, when they show them their true colors, believe them.
But see, you still young though, so in that aspect, as an older dude, and I mess with older women than me, it's like you could have that, but you understand, like, it might not go nowhere.
Yeah.
It might be that season that I rock with you, but then that season you thought it was just gonna be, oh, okay, this fun, it's gonna be. Now you still cool with the person. Now you can see if maybe something would work, but it might not be. So I think when you young, you like, oh, I want the love and da.
Yeah.
When I was young, I was in these streets.
Yeah.
I was outside. Like after my ex, I was outside. Like I was just, cause I needed to. Sometimes as a dude, I don't know about female, you gotta get that hoe out you. You gotta get that.
Oh no, everybody got a hoe face.
Yeah, you gotta get it out. But
you got a clown.
But then it's like, even when you like want to get serious and stuff, you still kind of have it in you because in your head you might not have checked off some things that you wanted to do, and it's like, oh, I still want to do that. Or sometimes as dudes, we in relationships and we still had a single mentality.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
We could have a girl be like, oh, you ain't coming? Okay, cool. And forget that you got a girl and be flirting and be like, oh shoot, I got a wife. Oh, I got a girl at the crib. Oh, what am I doing? And you forget because maybe home ain't what it's supposed to be. Because home is supposed to be peace.
Right.
But you gotta, all young people, man or woman, get that phase out you. You want to get it like out and then be cool for like some year, like a year or two before you want to get serious. Because if you still got that little itch, you gonna scratch it.
Oh,
Trust me, you gonna scratch it.
You gonna fold.
Yeah, you gonna fold because you probably be, oh man, I'm kind of horny right now. Who can I? Okay.
Not who can I?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Or because sometimes females.
That's horrible.
No. You say you talking to somebody, right? You ain't giving up the draws right away, and the dude understand that, but he been used to the females he talked to, he getting the cheeks, and now
so
he
has
like,
no problem waiting.
So
I know.
No, he's still gonna have that one on the side, cause he gonna be like, hey, listen, I kind of do got somebody. If he a player, if he, hey, I kind of, but she ain't really on that. You know, we still, and she might even have a dude or whatever, a situation. It's like you might still have that connection with that person.
See, men's logic, they be playing around all day, like all day, every day. Like I just feel like they never ever trying to be serious. Like and then they always talking about they feelings hurt one time. It takes one time to get their feelings hurt, and then like, oh, God forbid they can't ever be in no truthful, loyal relationship ever again. Like, God forbid that.
No, you
got that's how men be acting. Like they be so dramatic with it. But I feel like women, we gotta endure so much. Like we literally maybe that's just because our boundaries could be, but also I feel like we're more emotional than y'all.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
So like we understand, we're nurturing, right? We're very understanding more than men. So like that, it's like cutthroat with men when it's like, all right, you doing this, it's cutthroat. Women go through so much X, Y, and Z shit when it comes to men, and then men be surprised, like, oh, she's starting to hoe now. Oh, she's out in these streets. Oh, she said fuck me. Oh, she's gonna fuck with my friend. Oh my God. Like, and they be so like baffled by it. But I'm like, damn nigga, you busted 10 chicks 2 days ago, and then you just talking to a whole new 5 bitches today, and you're mad because I'm talking to a new guy because you're wasting my time and playing in my face.
See, that's where maturity comes in. Cause I ain't gonna hold you. The worst thing for a dude to find out after a breakup or in a relationship that your girl got smashed by somebody else, that's the worst thing ever.
For
be
sure.
like, oh my gosh. But as a man, if you've been doing your stuff, you gotta put your chin up and accept it. It's gonna hurt.
For sure.
And both parties gotta be like, all right, okay, I'm gonna leave such and such alone. I'm gonna leave such and really work on it. Because if you're not committed, then it ain't gonna work. Because both parties, somebody gonna do, it's gonna be, oh well, you still out here and I'm still. But I'm telling you, that's dudes, you gotta be mature though. Like a lot of dudes be saying they players or they smooth, bro. It's about maturity. Because you gotta understand, some females out there that think like us. That'll come over your crib, smash.
Play the game, play the field, and you would hate to be the first person in the field. Like you would hate it. Like I think that's like one of my like irritation. It's just like they can't take what they dish out. Like they can't take what they dish out. And it's like if you gonna be big, you're gonna be big tough about it, then handle it. But you can't be all acting all boo-hoo and crying in the club now. Like you ain't want to claim me. You want to sit here and play all day. You want to be out in these streets and fuck with these hoes. Okay, I want to be out in these streets and fuck with these hoes. If that's what we on, say that. But don't be mad that I'm on it because you on that type of time. Because we could have been on the same type of time. You ain't want it. So keep that energy. Keep it to. Be big dog. Take, like you said, take that shit to your chin. Like you asked for that.
Yeah, and you got to.
Or be mature enough to be like, hey, I got hoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then even if we don't even have to have that, okay, how many hoes you talking to? How many, like, you don't even have to have that conversation. You could have just simply been like, yeah, I'm not necessarily, I'm chilling right now. I'm kind of like dating in the field. You feel me? And a lot more women will respect that because I'm like, okay, because I think the problem is that men be trying to be on that manipulation type of time where it's like, oh, I want you to only for myself, but I want to do what I want to do. But if you start doing what you want to do, oh, I have a problem with it. And then now we got issues, and it's like, why can you do everything and I got to be limited? Because like it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I think that's where women get like, well, fuck this.
Yeah, you right.
We gonna be players. Let's play.
You right about the honesty. You gotta, cause hold on. It's about honest conversation. So like you said, cause I feel like as a dude, and I talk to a new chick, I ain't the only dude talking to you. Come on now. You just sitting at home and I just magically got the juice and you just, ooh, I'm your Prince Charming. No. So you got to be honest with yourself of, okay, looking at this person, okay, they got their shit together a little bit. They might not, a little here and there, and then you think they're attractive, so somebody else think they are. So you can't just think they just sitting at home waiting on you. Nobody's sitting at home waiting on you.
Nobody.
So as a dude, you got to be like, okay, she probably got some dudes. So if she's honest, you got to be like, okay. And then sometimes they be like, oh, yeah, I went here and here with dude. Or you might got to be on your little detective and see if she posts where she didn't went. So you can kind of see like, okay, that's what she into. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I know how to play the game. Because if it's competition out there, don't be that nigga that go do the detective and then you trying to throw salt. Just be you. I'm telling you, being you and having conversation to get you way further. Make a woman laugh. Make a woman laugh. You can clap that ass. We love a good laugh.
I don't know about anybody else. I love a good laugh.
But no, you make a woman laugh. You gonna clap that ass. If y'all on that type,
I don't know about that, but I don't know about that.
Listen, if you on
niggas
that,
always try to think they funny. They don't mean they funny.
If that vibe, no, it ain't even about. I know I'm corny. I didn't heard I'm. I don't care. I'm funny. I'm gonna make you laugh. I don't care what you say. If you around me, and I'm not saying I'm talking about anybody, you gonna laugh. So if you around me and we vibing like that, and I make you laugh, you comfortable, now you talking. Oh yeah, and I see, and then I see little movements or little eye contact. You give me the look. Oh yeah, I know what type of time.
You don't think girls can just be natural flirters without?
Nah, some people that type of time? Some people are. You can tell, but hey, we at the crib. We on some chilling, or we could be out. I can tell if you feeling me because you gonna give me a certain look. You might move a little closer. It's something you gonna.
You got signs.
Yeah, it's a sign. Signs. But some motherfuckers don't know the signs. That's true. You gotta be a player about it.
Smooth criminal.
Man or woman, because a dude he'll give you like he'll give you that look like yeah okay, or he might open up a little more and be like oh yeah I never really told nobody this, but I like the color or I like to go do this. So that's or whatever.
The sign. So is that the signs they interested, or is that the sign they trying to smash? Like what's the fine?
I think you got to know that like once you feel the vibe. I think sometimes people don't understand. Sometimes y'all grown. It might be a hit and go. Don't mean you ain't got to go track the dude down, track the woman down.
So that's the problem. That's the problem. Sex is so undervalued. Like I don't know. Like for me, like I just feel like men think so little of sex. And then to a certain point, women do too. Like I feel like, especially like if you marry, you got some kids, you older as a woman, they value this probably little. But I'm not saying all the time.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Anyway, go ahead.
But like, come on now. Like, I mean, like I get it. Sometimes sometimes you need your needs. Sometimes I get it. Like,
so you still.
I feel like if anybody should be out here thought bopping, it would be me because I'm younger.
No, you younger, right? So you still haven't probably got that one person that, ooh, I could see myself with for this long term. You might have, but y'all ain't together now. So now it's like you're still kind of searching when you're younger. When you older, like you got kids, you might be a single mom.
You know what you want.
You kind of like,
But
I really ain't got time to put into no relationship, but I need some. And you might be out, or you might run into this, or you might just have that one friend. That one friend.
That one friend. It needs to be that one friend.
Yeah. But what I'm saying,
but it don't ever just be that one friend.
Yeah. Hey. Listen.
Maybe to you, that's what you think is that one friend.
Listen.
Not
everybody, but you can't think that if you somebody smashing, you gotta and if ain't nobody smashing, if somebody still talking and close enough to smash, so you gotta realize like, okay, I gotta really be on my player stuff, or hey.
You think so?
No. Because look, sometimes dudes don't be like, oh, she's smashing, but you getting to know her and you still smashing. So you couldn't be mad if somebody smashing that. Mm-hmm. You can't, because it's the same. I think it's like it's not double standards as they say. Oh, girls shouldn't be, women shouldn't be. Yes, they got needs just like we do.
Oh, yeah.
And they just as freaky as we is, and probably more. So it's like you can't think a woman just sitting at home. Well, I'm just waiting on you. I'm gonna just keep using this rose.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
It's somebody cracking that. So when you talking to them, you gotta see what's going on.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with it to a certain extent, because I do think it's both sides. I don't think it's just exception for women or for men. Like, I think it definitely is for both. But I think, I don't know. Like I said, I don't feel like people value sex anymore. Like, sex is just so accessible. It's no fucking value to it. Yeah. Sex is supposed to be like precious. Like, to me, like, I mean, sex is fun. Don't get me wrong. Sex is fun. It's exciting. You get that feeling that you're like, damn, like, I feel it. All that is accurate, right? We've all been there. I'm guilty of myself, right? But it needs to be some type of limit. Like, because when you give yourself so much, you're literally taking pieces of yourself and giving it to each of these people that you engage with. And if you know, you ain't got no business. You ain't getting nothing from, you're not getting nothing. And as I mean, physical, mental, emotional, financial, however you need fit. If they're not seeking you in any way that you need to be pleasured, or need to be received of love, or like support or protection, like, there's no point. You're giving yourself for what? Like, to me, I'm like, why are you giving access to yourself that they don't deserve, that they're not ever going to unlatch, or that they're ever going to get to or unlock to that certain area of need that you need? So, like, why are you, like, just chipping your pieces away and just giving it to everybody? Because not everybody, even though you know your cooter good or your dick good, or you know what you can do to that person, that don't mean that they have to experience that, or it don't mean they got to have access to it just because you know you got it. Sometimes it's just like, okay, I know that I could get you, but I just know that you're not. Listen,
that's so accurate, because I'm learning as being older, like, everybody can't get him. Like, you just
they can't keep up with the sauce, not all the time.
Yeah, it's like, are you, like you said, it's like, are you adding some kind of value to me where I feel like if we cross that line, okay, I feel like, okay, yeah, you could get,
right.
But then I think being older and life happens and you went through bad relationships, or you got through a divorce, you got them needs of those sexual needs, and you just want somebody to meet them sexual needs.
The whole point is to heal, though. Like, you're not getting anything sexually. You get your pleasure then.
Yeah, some people can
get you a pocket pussy.
No, man, never. That's
something. I don't know, or even just get some head or something. I don't know. Have more.
I don't know. Do they just do that anymore? Is it just headhunters out there?
Everybody loves to fuck and suck everywhere.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, they just a headhunter. Like, that's all they.
But you probably have to give it back.
No.
See, there you go. There we go. So here we go.
No, listen what I'm saying. There's headhunter dudes.
This is crazy.
No, there are headhunter dudes, and there's headhunter women that come over and just handle that and be like, I bet. Now,
but what's the point of doing what? Why? What's the problem with doing it back?
They love to do it. Not saying that you wouldn't do it back. They might that's their thing, and then you might cross that line. But as a dude, you kind of understand, like, you can't some chicks, listen, some chicks get dickatized. And it's like, I ain't even want it to be like that. Listen, I'm grown. So I know as a grown man, I give a young, if I don't really mess with young chicks, but if I gave a young chick some grown man, it's a total difference because we know what we doing. We know how to do all, whatever. Like, I look at sex as like basketball. I'm on the court. I got to perform. But I don't look at you as my opponent. I look at how I need to do whatever to do to make you be like, oh my gosh, this dude right here. And that's just me. And I can leave it at that and we can be going about our way. That's just me. So it's different because you give a young girl that, you give an older girl that, she'll be like, oh, okay, I needed that. I need my back broke. Thank you. I'll hit you up in maybe another week, or I'll hit you up next month, whatever. Or with a young girl, she gonna be, oh my God, I need to be, he my man, and da-da-da-da.
That's not true.
Because listen, sometimes when you're having sex, stuff that's said in sex is just really, listen. Sometimes what happens in sex is just the sex. It don't, what happens in the bedroom is a performance. After that performance, it's just like
nigga,
basketball.
You better tell me to be role playing in this bitch or something because that's leading on. Like that's the issue. This is the issue right here. First of all, I'm not saying that there are eaters. We got that. I'm not disagreeing with you. But how can you expect me to always come over here and do this X, Y, and Z? You're not gonna give me nothing.
That's the expectation.
And then you thought. But I'm not getting nothing. What am I getting? You're getting something, but what am I getting?
You gave me that expectation.
No, you assume that expectation because you're like, well, if she's just gonna do it or whatever, just because and most of the time, maybe women don't even feel comfortable with asking, or like maybe they're too nervous or shy or whatever, that they're not gonna be like, hey, can I get some too? Or maybe they're not used to being old enough to be able to speak up for themselves or tell a man what they want or whatever.
That's why you don't mess with young girls.
That's why you just don't do it.
No, I'm telling you.
And then you need to have that. You need to have that conversation. There's no reason why that you going into the sex and you know that you not on some type of you're not on that type of time, but you haven't had that conversation with her. So then you fucking her like that, and you saying all this X, Y, and Z shit to her, and now you surprised that she in love with you. Like you didn't have that conversation to establish boundaries.
That's true.
And then you sitting here saying all that rah, and you just did this, and you just you just bent me over, flipped me over, and you cracked me, and you trying to sit here and tell me I'm being crazy when you never sat there and let me know that you was on that type of time. That's crazy. That's literally delusion. That's crazy. Like I feel like that's the easy solution. And that's that pride thing. Oh yeah, let me get her so she can be all up obsessed with me and all up under me so that whenever I want to fuck her, I can fuck her. But whenever I don't, I won't. And that's how that mentality of men do it. Sometimes I don't think men really consider how the girls feel or like they don't really care, because if they get what they want, they're not really too pressed about them. And that's the problem. Like, why would you even if you're not in a relationship, why are you fucking with her if you don't at least care something about her? I don't know. I don't get the point of just cracking random people. Like, I just don't get it. Like, yeah. I don't get it. You don't get that connection because, like, just like you said, when you're in a marriage and you come out, you have that bond. You have that emotional, that mental, that physical connection because you learn that person's body. You know what they like. You know they know what you like. And when you crack somebody new, you don't know. You got to start all over. And then you're surprised that it didn't hit like what you thought it was supposed to hit. Yeah. But you haven't established any of that connection, which is the whole point of sex and the whole point of having a relationship and knowing the person, getting to know people and they likes, so that when that shit comes, you're not surprised and that you're not confused or you're not, you got to work to that shit. Nothing is ever just like, like unless you drunk or unless you just like, fuck, I'm really horny or something. Like, you got them always circumstantials, but like most of the time when you really pressed about it, it's probably almost never going to go the way that you thought it was going to go. Unless that person really just don't care.
I don't like you.
Man,
I
just don't like that. I don't like that.
The only thing I didn't like or whatever was we don't have that conversation up front sometimes. And I think you gotta have it almost with everybody that you kind of mess with. Sometimes, you might be out, whatever, something happens. Sometimes stuff happens. But if it's like y'all texting, y'all talk, and then in your mind, you like, oh, I'm gonna crack. You kind of got to be like, all right, hey, I just looking
what type
for
of time
friend.
we on?
Yeah, and then because like you said earlier, not most women, but women accept that, like, okay, they might be like, well, we can still hang out, but you ain't about to get none. And it could be where that's a test. Don't fall for it, fellas, because she might be like, dang, I was really, I'm gonna give him some, but let me see what he say. You say the wrong thing, there go them draws. Them draws is gone. Them draws is going out the window because you failed the test. Women will test you with questions, and you gotta, if you're on the spot, you gotta think logical. You gotta think with maybe a little emotion to think like a woman. But if you got the text or she, you got, hey, call somebody. Call a woman. Have a woman on your team and be like, hey, what do this mean? Because I do that, because I be like, hey, what do this mean? Like, why are they? Because it's like, throughout, it's been a few women, they'll send me songs. And I be like,
the song trap is real. The song trap is real.
Because I be like, okay, you listen to the lyrics, you be like, so what you saying? Is you saying you want something? Or are you just singing the song and the song made me think of me? Or like, and then the song might have some stuff where it's like, oh, okay, is this what type of time we on? You finally about to give me the draws? Or is it just like, okay, I'd be like, hey, that was a good song. I don't know how to take it. Because I didn't have what's Janae Anko? BS bullshit.
Yeah,
I didn't have that sent to me.
Yeah, like you was on bullshit.
Yeah. And I was like, I done had some songs where it's like, damn.
They say you was on your bullshit, now I'm back on my bullshit. Period.
Yeah.
The song trap is real. Like, they either doing it because it reminds you of it because you played it, and now they think that's like, oh, that's our song. And it'd be more so a mental thing, because obviously niggas don't ever think that way. So either that's like, oh, that reminds me of you because that's the song we heard together, or this happened during this special occasion, this was playing or something. Or it's like, oh, this song the lyrics is relating to how I feel about you, for sure. That's definitely, I've sent songs.
I sent songs too. And
for sure.
Some of the songs, they like, I ain't like that song. I was like, oh, okay. You ain't like that. You ain't like
wasn't
that
fucking
song.
with that song.
Okay. But yeah, I was just wondering because I've had it, and I knew from a person, some person I don't know, this person I did, and I just be wanting to know, like, hey, you sending me these songs, what that mean? What you on?
No, the songs are a trap, and I will say, to give a little code for the fellas, they do test you. We test you. The particular question, the lineup, the how the lineup and the question is lined up, man. Yeah. The structure of the sentence matters, and it's very strategic on how they ask you the question. Yeah, you can't. For sure.
Don't answer with no small answer.
Oh yeah, don't ever.
If you answer with one word, it's over with.
Never.
And dang near, don't even respond with a text call, because you might not know how to explain it in text or write the right verbiage in text, and it's taken wrong, and you didn't mean it to take it long.
Or hurt
so
their
call.
Feelings.
Just call. Just hey.
It's always easier. It's literally always easier to just have a conversation in person, and like on the phone, like voice conversation, because it's just mature. I think it's just mature. That means you can actually hold a conversation without feeling like, oh, I have to sit and think about it, or like, oh, I'm, putting somebody on blast. I feel like blast or on the spot, what makes them like the genuineness of their answer and stuff. But also like, texting it, like you said, it can get misconstrued. You never know the tone. You don't really know if it's sarcastic. You don't really know if they really mean it. Like, everything can be totally like misinterpreted for sure.
Fellas, don't answer the phone when you're in the toilet because you don't sound excited. I'm just gonna.
I don't hear many niggas doing that, to be honest. What? Answering the phone while they're on the toilet.
I don't, but it could be like, wonder you calling. You ain't really called. We've been texting. What you on? What you know?
You be like, you can literally send a text. Hold on, I'm in the bathroom. I'm gonna hit you back.
You could, but you don't want to miss that call because then,
if they can't understand you on the toilet,
it might call somebody else.
Well,
yeah. So you gotta. So because we gotta be out of here shortly because somebody else recording after us. Okay. So we could come up with this together. You could give your own 3. I could give my own. But give how we gonna give 3 tips on relationship advice?
3 tips on relationship advice.
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to do on my 3 and then on your 3, or we're gonna go back and forth?
We could go back and forth. Okay. We could agree and disagree on one.
Okay.
I got my first one is honest communication.
Yeah. healthy. I want to say healthy healthy, honest communication.
Yeah.
Because there are very toxic ways to communicate.
Definitely.
And you got to be patient, right? You got to be able to be open-minded, right? You got to be able to compromise. Not everything, but you need to be able to compromise something if you want it to work. You got to find out who the person's worth compromising for.
That's a good one.
Another tip I would say is you need to be self-aware, right? You need to love and know yourself before you can expect the other person to know and love you. If you don't know how you act or what triggers you or makes you happy or even your love language, how the hell are you going to expect them to know? And how are they going to expect them to love you right? You don't even know how you like to be loved.
Facts. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself so much you can stay at home and entertain yourself.
Man, if you can't be in the crib for a week without feeling like, oh my God, I'm itching to go out, I'm itching to get some attention, I feel like it's a problem. You're not at peace with yourself. Like, you got to be able to have your company should be your best company. Like, nothing should be better than your peace. Like, your peace
should be your best. I like that.
Because
as long as I got the essentials that I need, I can stay at the crib because I can make myself laugh. I talk to myself, so that helps me. I got books I can write. I can I would say not have my phone either. I could not have, as long as somebody know where I'm at, like, hey, I'm good. But I could definitely kick it because I'm gonna watch movies. I'm gonna do all kind of stuff, be creative. And I think people miss that. They'll get in a relationship, get out one, and go to somebody else. You didn't fix you yet.
Heal, baby, heal.
You can't, that new person ain't coming to fix you. That new person,
time.
Especially women. Listen, dude, here you vulnerable. You just broke up. You going through some stuff. Oh, they
take advantage.
Rico
of it.
Suave. He trying to get in them draws.
Man.
So yeah,
and they're gonna butter you up, girl, and they're gonna leave you out to dry. So don't even do it. Don't even do it.
Don't get a rebound love. Rebound love ain't that percentage.
Unless you own that.
Yeah, rebound love ain't got a good percentage of being successful. So that was when I was gonna say self love. What's the last one?
I had one, but I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say.
Try new stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. For sure.
I think because, like you said, people have different backgrounds. They do different stuff, and you just gotta
don't be a boring hoe.
Yeah.
Be spontaneous. Be adventurous. Like, go out and try new stuff. Like, whether it's food or like an activity or just like a class or something. Like, do something. Elevate in some way. Like, you have goals. Like, you can't just be out here like just being stagnant. You can't be out here lacking like that. You need to be here. You need to be taking steps. Like, all right, what are we gonna do to pop off tomorrow?
Yep.
Like,
or if somebody presents something you never done, don't be one of them. Oh no, that's some white people stuff.
Yeah.
Or, no, we don't do that. No, hey, try it.
Right.
I went zip lining. That shit was fun. I cussed the whole time. The lady was like, I ain't never heard nobody cuss like you. Yeah, because I ain't never been up here and done this, but it was fun afterwards. I would go again. So just try to do stuff. I think that's it. So I'm going to give you.
Hold on, I got one more.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. One more. My last one would be to don't compare your relationship to everybody else. And especially the social media, right? Because it's a fraud. Everybody likes and loves differently, like we said, right? So you can't sit there and think that what works for them is going to work for you, because it's not. And you can't sit there and compare, because then you're always going to be disappointed, and then you're going to always feel like you lacking in some way. And that's just not always what your happiness is or entails. So, just stay true to you. Do what you like. Do what you want to do. And boss up. Period.
So,
that's it.
I will give you the opportunity to do the underdog quote.
Underdog quote.
So we need a quote. It could be your quote. It could be somebody else's quote, a quote you live by, but we need a quote.
My quote. My quote would be, stay true to who you are, love yourself, and be wild.
You said a lot without saying something, because but I get the being wild. I think being wild, don't take the word wild as in
literal
wild, but be wild and go have fun and enjoy life. Because I think a lot of times you stop enjoying life because of somebody else you've been in a relationship with, or you're in a relationship and you stop being you. Just be wild with
or
life.
your job or your family
Yeah.
or whatever X, Y, and Z stuff. Just, if you know who you are and you know who you want to be, don't let anybody knock your grind, knock your improvements, knock what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, you got to live with you and you dying with you. So everybody else doesn't matter besides the Lord. Amen. Shout out to him. Period.
I love that. Tell people how they can reach you if you want them to reach you on social media.
On social media?
Yeah.
Y'all can follow my Instagram. It's ___ real one. You feel me? It's on private, so y'all know where to find me. Pops up the baddest that pop up. So come find your girl.
Oh, all right.
Don't be a hater. Oh,
not a hater. I love the conversation. I think we might have to do another episode with the real us, how we really go at each other. Because if
ask us questions and we can really go in.
Yeah. We need to get some questions from people so we can, because we definitely we very entertaining. She's kind of funny on some type, but
kind of is a reach.
Yeah,
hilarious, really. Y'all didn't get to see it this episode, but y'all will. Stay tuned.
Aren't you a Leo, right?
I am a lioness, the baddest.
Yeah, y'all know a season coming up, right? Yeah.
No, we don't actually.
Big dogs, bull.
We don't actually.
Taurus. You know what it is. You can follow Underdawg Talk. Just put Underdawg Talk in, everything pops up. I'm just out here like that. Shout out to. I always got to shout out to my team. Youth Cheat Code this weekend. Unfortunately, we didn't win. We made it to the championship in 2 divisions. We didn't win, but we qualified for nationals, so that's what we own. We won state. Now we going for nationals in the summer. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Coach DJ. I'm the voice. He the hero.
Period.
He makes stuff happen. I know how to